Good evening. Welcome back to Iridinod, Rhythmgates, where we have a small panda. Thank you. And I can't for the life of me remember what's going on. Oh yes, we blatantly have a Crundle problem in that I have Crundle corpses stacking up in the hall. Well, not in the hall, in the stockpile. Indeed, yes. Weren't we generally having a we are killing wildlife that gets in our way faster than we can butcher it situation? Um, uh, so, and we had a human caravan, but haven't yet had this year's dwarven one, I think. And we were getting to the point of actually starting to make valuable trade goods so that when the dwarven caravan turns up we can buy all of their stuff, and we have far too many people and are thus trying to convert copper into some kind of weapons and armour for people so that they can safely go outside, or at least slightly safely go outside, because we have a helmet snake out there which is going to be a bit of a problem, plus zillions of coyotes. And we want to make another slab to memorialise, because I'm actually trying to leave memorials to all of gravestones, essentially, for all of my graves, in the hope that we might keep the number of deaths down, number of unnecessary deaths down far enough that this will actually be a feasible thing to do without getting confused. So we need one more slab, what's the state of that slab then? We're still waiting for it to be carved. Oh yes, because someone's having no, we had the strange mood. We dealt with the strange mood. Indeed, I think our problem was that we'd temporarily lost the stone carver. And we have a library, but we've accidentally run out of books, haven't we? Yes. Which is kind of unfortunate. I think visiting scholars have nicked all of our books, and we hadn't arranged to make more, so that's slightly sad. Yes, there doesn't seem. I don't think there's an option for chaining the books in. We can make chains or ropes, but we don't actually have a means of tying the books down. We can only tie animals down with a rope or chain. Right. And yes, I didn't tell Amber where the microphone on my laptop is. Jitten wonders where the Hangul glyphs are from. They're not. No. While on the title screen, Briozo does have quite a lot of glyphs. It does not extend into East Asian languages. Because there are like about 10,000 common Hangul syllables. Those are Noto, Serif, CJK, KR, I think. Some weight that looked about right. Conveniently, finding brushy Hangul script fonts is quite easy, because that's like one of the standard styles. Anyway, so yes, and so I'm not sure we have that much of a plan at this point, except to let things happen, let people throw away all the bits of the animals that we can't eat, work out what's happened to our mason. All right, our mason is sleeping. We could perhaps do with more masons, couldn't we? And yes, we've organised things so that that graph. Oh right, yes, we've got a an unhappy that's what's happened. Yes, our unhappy person wants yarn cloth, and like, actually, is there a troll corpse kicking around, and can we get yarn off the troll? Did we successfully kill that troll? It's probably rotted. Looking good, is it? Okay, I don't think we have. Curses. Oh well. So yes, we're kind of hoping that the dwarven caravan turns up in time and we can get some yarn from it. Is anyone going to butcher another skeleton, or do I need to assign more people to butchery? None of my butchery types are actually idle at the moment, but my mason appears to be available again. Oh, but they're yes, okay. They're building phenomenal numbers of rock doors, I remember. So what's going on with our trade goods? Kind of going, what's happening here? So that has a couple of sceptres in it, one of which has been decorated already. And one of which hasn't. So presumably if I add a encrust finish goods with lapis lazuli, that will at least deal with the one that hasn't yet been encrusted. We should look at what our stocks of copper are. So we have plenty of copper bars and indeed quite a lot of silver bars at the moment. So
oh yes, one of the things I sold earlier was to a person's eBay username is USS Crazy Bat.
So we want... Let's try to at least get this... Actually, let's move some people from the Seals of Neutrality up to here. No, that wasn't what I meant. I just accidentally removed armour from one person. That's no help. That fixed that. No, it hasn't. Do I have to do something like pressing return at some point? Uniforms. Enter use for position. Right. Surely the whole squad should be set to use metal armour uniform, or did I change something bizarre in the old Stokes? Alright, that's set to shield/buckler versus metal shield/buckler. And actually I do want it to be shield/buckler, so let's go... Everyone in gloved tundras should now be set to that. And now, because I've changed everyone's settings nominally, they've all forgotten all of their kit. That's not very helpful. Meanwhile, we should actually drag some people into this, since this is our main our first thing. So we should pull some people out of the Seals of Neutrality. Assuming we have no one who's actually...
I'm not sure you need to invoke the ordering principle for a minimum member to set one hit. I'd take one, personally.
There we go. Now I'll have to leave everyone to work out what their stuffs are, what their equipment is again, and everyone will probably shuffle all of their stuff around in a confusing fashion.
Seeing Jacob groaning, I made a pun on base slope. There was a picture of a maze made of lanes of salt, really impressive maze of salt. So they called it a salt labyrinth. And they're just saying it's a salt maze, not a labyrinth. And then someone commented about how they always found it silly with Theseus, and that you wouldn't need a piece of string if it were actually a labyrinth. You needed it because it was a maze. And I said, well, actually, you have the piece of string to measure the length of the labyrinth. Because the tourist brochure said that it was the longest maze in the world, and he wanted to go check it. And he was right. It was a minotaur. Anyway.
Maybe that arm can be butchered. Let's see. There is a butcher job pending, so let's wait for someone to do something with it. Yes, excellent. Oh yes, we should just... At some point I'm going to want to actually set up a soap industry.
Cooking blue and something cooking red.
Red means forbidden. So I am forbidding cooking tallow because we can turn that into soap, though admittedly we have far too much of it. But on the other hand, we can sell soap, so meh. Similarly, I've forbidden cooking fruit because we can brew that into booze. And I've forbidden cooking booze, okay, I haven't yet, because we can drink that. So, anyway, now they should have sorted out their equipment again. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 male shirts. That's probably going to... get through pretty much all of our
The danger with ordering a male shirt is it gets lost in the post.
yes. So yes, we could probably sort out the necessary supply boss name for making soap. We need more buckets, apparently. I'll make a couple of wooden buckets then. Individual coyote teeth are probably not useful. Okay, someone has found the helmet snake. Well, in that case, those of the gloved tundras who are halfway organised, come and deal with that helmet snake. I mean, there's a good chance this is going to lead to a death, but watch. The helmet snake does seem to have left the person alone. So all being well, someone.
Not necessarily alive.
Yes. Alive so far. They're trying to rest right now. I'm just going, okay, is there anyone taking on the recover wounded job?
No dwarf left behind.
Yes, precisely. I mean, frequently this is a good way to get extra dwarves killed.
Well, yes.
I think actually... oh right, yes, he has been envenomated, so there is some danger there. Yes, 0 days since last dwarf left behind. Well, technically not so much left behind, but yes. Go on, get caught in the webs. Oh. Yes, I think I probably need to be slightly more proactive about dangerous wildlife. Incoming. Yeah, we could reduce a helmet snake to a soup-like homogenate pretty quickly.
You actually make them soup after that?
Oh no, we roast them.
Can you also get a homogenate like soup?
Maybe.
What are you doing?
So yes. Oh dear, someone else has been injected with venom. Maybe I should stick a second bed in the hospital. Surprised helmet snake.
Cut the snake head off and this head surprisingly opened an artery.
Yes. Well, I mean, we wouldn't want you to think that this wasn't a serious injury. All right, yes. So the injured parties are, I think, still mobile. But yes, I should probably stick a second.
The injured party
The
sails
thing
off
is
in
a
a
single giant leg. If one of its legs is both the same and not the same.
What? Let's remove that bed so we can install it in the hospital. It'll be there before the second injured party gets back anyway.
thought about the biblical flood along the lines of God strikes Noah with a large amount of rain and the injured party sails off in an ark.
Thank you. Alright, yes, we have a diagnosed patient job, but he's currently inactive. Because our chief medical dwarf is distracted by storing something in a stockpile. Oh, an outpost liaison has arrived and a caravan has arrived. Excellent.
I'm not too busy fighting helmet snakes.
We killed the helmet snake.
That's true, of course, in this game. When you kill a helmet snake, it stays dead.
Yes. At least, unless our necromancer was involved in the fight, in which case he may wave at it and it might come to life again. But I've taken the necromancer out of the military for this reason. Because he kind of goes, yes, well, I'll get it on my side, but it won't be on anyone else's side. Yes, I mean, okay, there may be a slight danger of... Oh, there appears to be another helmet snake, mind. Well, we'll go after that one in a bit. It's well out of the way. Plus, like, 2 of my dwarves are in hospital with helmet snake bites.
Encoding to injecting to artery drop. Usually it is fine. Please.
Um,
Okay, thank you so much. It's fine. How was it? Okay. And then if you need to read is the next digits. You need to read the sum and then the difference, and the sum of the difference of digits, taking them one time. And you read amongst those a bonus next to one of the other digits to indicate whether it was more or less than 0 to be on one. Right. So you've got an encoding number 0 followed by followed by another one. Why? Why would you put? I don't know.
well, let's move that finished goods bin and that finished goods bin.
If you start with having 0 is
That finished goods bin. There's a book there. Why is that not in our library? The Elf and Other Topics.
Topics in elfology.
Well, let's see if the if that lot's enough to adequately provide. Someone seems to have found a coyote. All right, that's yeah. There is a slight danger that the caravan will clear off because the caravan guards will get distracted by all this wildlife. Apparently not. Good. Let's get our broker up here. Brokers on their way. My chief medical dwarf is working on some surgery. Here is our broker. Right, let's see if we can get some yarn cloth then. That's our highest priority, to avoid this child going mad. Excellent. We've got, even if we don't trade that, we've got quite a lot of valuable stuff. So let's just buy an entire bin of cloth. Because like we can say, here, have this have the entire contents of this bin and they'll make a reasonable profit. Right, so now let's look for other things we might want. Might want some plant cloth as well. No, we've got plant cloth, haven't we? It's only yarn cloth we were missing. So they brought wood, excellent. Why is willow more expensive than everything else, eh? Actually, it's about half the woods are more expensive than half the others, isn't it? Well, we're buying all your wood. We'll probably increase our priority for getting more wood here. Tunnel tube, really, but it's made out of tunnel tube wood.
I was hoping with the tunnel tub you just put things into it, they went away.
No.
That's a big one.
We generally want booze. Might actually want some empty barrels. I mean, we can build rock pots, but on the other hand, empty barrels are so cheap. At least low quality empty barrels are so cheap. Ooh. What's fire clay? Claire asks, fire clay is essentially one of the kinds of clay you can get that you can then use to make things out of in a kiln. I think fire clay may be slightly interesting in that is it naturally? No, I don't think it's the one that's naturally waterproof. It's not quite the right page in the wiki, but it's a good start. Right, yes. Stoneware is made from fire clay and does not need glazing in order to be waterproof, whereas earthenware, which is made from ordinary clay, is needs to be glazed before you can store things in it.
Earthenware, fire clay.
Not really, no. Steel spear. I mean, a steel spear would be nice, so it is a bit pricey. Really want, like, copper spears, please. Maybe bronze. You'll just look, a nice decorated steel spear is maybe a bit beyond our budget. Bronze boots, though, are probably good. Let's turn on all of the things other than the artifact, because selling artifacts just seems silly. I don't know why it seems silly, but it does. And then see what we can get by way of cheap armour, and then just gradually increase our how much we're willing to spend on armour and weapons until we run out of things to trade. So they're still making plenty of profit there. Let's buy those copper high boots then. Still making plenty of profit. Well, if we bought a pair of steel low boots, that would use up pretty much all of our remaining available profit. Or we could buy a steel spear for the same. So are there any less exciting but vaguely decent weapons? High quality bronze battle axe might be worth having. An undecorated low quality. Oh yeah, no, let's go for that copper short sword because that's cheap. So low quality steel spear or iron battle axe. No, low quality steel spear. That's probably. I mean, they may not want to take that little profit. Yes, Jacob, we got the extra anvil from the humans.
Yes, we've got an anvil.
But we couldn't buy any armour from the humans because humans take a different size of armour from us. Cheap bismuth bronze helm, we'll take that. Not sure about these decorated gauntlets, they're a bit pricey. And it's not really worth having metal shields, we may as well have wooden shields. So yeah, I'm slightly worried that this is a bit over what a reasonable trader will take, but let's see. But obviously, if you took our... No, you're not getting that. Instead, I'm going to drop that rather valuable steel spear. Maybe take some mid-priced armour instead. How about those bismuth bronze gauntlets? Alright, that's better. Right, so that's at least got us slightly better weaponry, lots of wood, well, as much as we could get, and some yarn cloth, which I think should help. I'm slightly worried. Oh no, okay, the outpost liaison successfully killed that coyote. So our moody dwarf has left the place, the craft dwarf's workshop, so that should help. So they're presumably going off to actually do something useful. Our chief medical dwarf is busy engaging in diagnosis. Unfortunately, it looks like the other patient managed to arrive in the hospital before the bed was installed. Actually, Pink Beast elf-sized armour is also, I believe, correct for dwarves. Dwarves, elves and goblins take the same size of armour.
But not crucially the same size as humans.
No. So I think we want to turn priority for wood all the way up. Basically, you turn up with wood, we'll turn it into silver and give it back to you. It's not quite as good as food. I think in past fortresses, with particular when I had like legendary cooks, I could have a caravan arrive, buy all of the food that they brought with them, very rapidly cook it into masterwork meals, and sell it back to them before they left for whatever actually useful things they brought with them. Right, so that's said. We are very much in favour of your bringing wood with you. Slight prioritisation for spears, I think, and the various kinds of things that we might want to wear. So that does mean that wood will come in at double price, but like wood's still cheap. I think elves take dwarf-sized armour. I'll just check. doesn't explicitly say. Let's try looking at the armour page instead. I can't immediately find it. So yes, we'll pay double price for wood, but wood is still very cheap, considering we can make like 200 200's worth of silver trinkets from a 3 or possibly 6 thing unit of wood. It's like, yeah, why wouldn't we have all of the stuff that we could have? Yeah, I'm sure you have ideas about what you want us to make, and we're going to completely ignore them. I mean, okay, if you want to buy our prepared meals, then we will totally sell them to you. I suppose we could make high-value crutches and decorate them, but nah. So we've excised the rotten tissue from your leg, which is presumably where you were bitten. And you apparently don't need any more. Oh, you probably just no. You don't. Not even marked as needing diagnosis. And then we have you, who, yes, needs surgery because you have advanced rot in your left foot. But again, like, this is probably probably not as bad as having a rotting lung, because we can actually take the flesh out of your foot, whereas I think dwarven surgery may not quite be up to the level of being able to remove a lung safely. Yes. So managed to get some llama wool cloth and some diorite and some bones. And we'll now make something worth next to nothing because it's made out of llama wool cloth, diorite and bones.
And art.
Well, yes, the art will help. Whose bones? Good question. Who was Fongbez Nebel?
And a passing crumble.
I think that just happens to be lying around. I mean, the fact that it's a single name means it's probably an animal that a named Crundle. One of our Crundles actually managed to kill someone. Probably.
Now getting it crumbuckets.
Yes. Indeed, possibly is the cause of that. Is that person actually alive? Because if so, we're not going to allocate an entire coffin for their ear. Vabok Eraludesh. I mean, I should sort out a spare coffin anyway, mind, so. I'll find them in the list. Well, let's put out a coffin just in case they're actually dead. And we thus want to bury their bits. because we should arrange to have unoccupied coffins lying around for when people need them. And like if it doesn't need burying, then we'll just stick it in the atom smasher.
The, so you have transport checks or something with the following section.
So one thing I do want to
You're not
check,
refining something,
not that we have any stuff here to trade at the moment,
so what we can do is take our product collection things and we can go to
just confirm that they haven't brought any soap with them, because we would like some soap. And if we can buy soap rather than having to build an entire damned soap industry, that would be lovely.
All the ones who use section of it.
I mean, it was probably filed under bars.
Once you get past that, you think, okay, if we delete intersect and place from it, then all the rest is disjoint, and if we would partition the rest of them into disjoint connection. So from that point on, it's a really plausible alternative rather than kind of true. Yes, he's trying to take me off so that they first one. Yeah. It's a huge. Unfortunately, he's asserted the thing in the first side and treat with the rest of it. But the rest is fine.
Now wondering if we should just buy crutches, decorate them hugely, and then sell them back. That's probably not sensible. Oh, there's a book there. They have some books. Maybe we should buy some books. Kind of tempted to send some prepared meals up there. Like, we don't have a shortage of prepared meals, really. So if we sent up one pot of prepared meals, we can probably... how many prepared meals have we actually got? $703, right? We have 703 prepared meals in stock.
Sell them?
Yes, I think I'm going to send more of them up to the trading post.
Yes, and as you say, you have a collection of things that were all S plus a disjoint thing, and you didn't have a capital in it.
Yeah. So you've left a lot of things.
Why is my chief medical dwarf storing things in stockpiles rather than medicaling? Is there no medicing to do? Yeah, okay, it looks like there is actually no medicing to be done at the moment, even though someone is resting. So as to avoid too much embarrassment, let's send our guys out to deal with this helmet snake as well. because otherwise someone's going to walk into it and then there's going to be some embarrassment. And we appear to be able to kill a helmet snake with fairly minimal casualties these days. Crundlebone Buckler. Excellent. Is someone going to use that then?
This is the strategy of always to do a difficult bit in the title, isn't it?
Okay, are you guys actually going to find this helmet snake, or are you all just getting tangled up in webs? Oh no, they found it. Excellent.
Don't get tangled up in a snake.
And snake is dead. How badly did that go for us then? Oh, that looks pretty good. Managed to cause a bruise, but the cougar leather cloak was enough to stop it injecting any venom. Helmet Snake has become enraged. Helmet Snake gives into pain.
I'll bite your legs off. Oh.
And then, well, once your Helmet Snake has passed out through pain, it's rather too easy to just stab it in the head repeatedly.
What posture was this helmet snake before it fell over?
In a non-fallen over state. Apparently, even snakes can be not fallen over.
I mean, I suppose if it's one of the snakes that rears up like a cobra.
Yes. Right. So that's the noticeably dangerous wildlife dealt with no harm to us at all. Well, it's like bruise, but no one is going to have bits of their feet excised. But now there's a troll. Yes. Do we send the... not sure my military's quite up to taking on a troll. Also, I think it just left. Oh no, it's still there somewhere. Trolls are fairly peaceful, so... So, yeah. How are we doing? So now we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pairs of leggings. Probably. How are you managing to wield a forbidden spear? Added to which, why do we have a forbidden spear?
Is it possible to have started wielding it before it was forbidden and then you
Possibly, yes.
put
Also,
it down, or you don't need to put it down?
it looks like our buckler assignment doesn't automatically take on that nice artifact one. So presumably I can go shield, specific shield, that one we just created, and remove the generic buckler from that one. Generic shield / buckler. So yes, how many was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at least. Oops. So let's make ourselves some copper leggings. Oh, so we can't actually sell the contents of the barrels separately like we could with the uh, trinkets. So you do actually have to lose the barrels as well. Oh well, right. So now we've got a phenomenal amount of money up here because we have a food surplus. So like we can buy not exactly everything, but certainly anything that looks like we can use it to equip our military. So like, let's have that steel spear and that iron battle axe. Not so interested in blunt weapons at the moment because we're really in a stabbing things sort of style here. Don't like metal shields because they're too heavy. I think that's all. Oh no, leggings, yes. Not sure if we could afford that pair of extremely swanky steel chain leggings encircled with bands of pear-cut green tourmalines and well-crafted rose quartzes and menacing with spikes of railgar. Because like those, I mean that's surely not enough profit. Plus we can get some greaves. We need to actually bring up more food, don't we? Because there's this pair of terrifying leggings we can't afford. Wondering about buying cheese, because cheese is great stuff to put into prepared meals.
Unusually for Dwarf Fortress, nothing in that sentence is nonsensical.
Like, obviously cheese is expensive, but that means it vastly increases the value of your prepared meals. But okay, let's see if they'll do that. No, okay. You're not going to let me have all that cheese as well, I see. Okay, how about that? No, oh dear. You're being a bit... What's name? Well, we'll drop those greaves as well then. No? How much profit are you going to demand? How about that? Right. Ugh. You're going to have to bring up much more prepared food. And we quite like some books as well. I mean, we'll end up with a much better equipped military after this. And apparently we're actually out of unprepared food that needs preparing. And we're busy making some more by butchering that helmet snake, but yet more migrants.
Yes, but I'm open to which one.
Why have I got 5 bedrooms on one side of the corridor and 6 bedrooms on the other side of the corridor?
It's a small town now. So Canada.
What else might we want then? Oh yes, there were the books, weren't they? We should obviously buy some books. Possibly some parchment as well. And some cheese. And some legwear, which is bizarrely filed completely separately from all the other armour. Maybe worth having some fruit as well. Fruit's cheap. Not so much so that we can cook it, but so that we can brew it into booze. Don't know if we can brew cranberries. Let's find out. I mean, we could get plump helmets, but those we actually make ourselves, so they're not so worth getting from passing traders. Similarly, we have no meat shortage at all. Right, I think that's reasonable. That's slightly more profit than I want to give them. Let's try that one instead. Still quite generous, isn't it? What the hell? You mean you're not even willing to do that? There you are.
I guess they won't do anything for long at all.
What did you say, Frank?
Hmm?
What did you say?
Then said they're not willing to do that. They won't do anything for long.
I just started playing Queen's Guard, playing a fast version of it. And I was very confused therefore, if I got the speaker open.
looks like whatever's there is not, yes, lost nameable, and given that that coffin has not been assigned, that means that that random ear should be disposed of as clinical waste rather than being so you don't, are you just sleeping in the hospital because, oh no, that's not the hospital, that's your bedroom. Okay, I'll let you off. Probably do need to dig out some more bedrooms, mind, and you need to make some more beds. Because we now have 63 citizens, which means we've gained about 10. I think we bought everything we intend to buy, so let's release the trader. Crumble arms are sometimes butcherable.
You don't fool me. The crumble arms is obviously a pod. By the way, the thing on the pod isn't solid.
That's a door, that's not going to help me. Well, at least it is going to help me because I'll put it in the doorway, but actually we still have a bedroom there that doesn't have, oh, is it just, no, that doesn't have a door. Have a door. Damn it, the Grundles have got into the fortress again. I mean, it's not like they're dangerous, they're just a minor irritation because someone has to kill them.
Starting player and minor irritation.
Come along, you guys, kill the Grundle. Thank you. You attacked one of our puppies, you get all you deserve. Okay, you actually got killed by the puppy. I think, no, you got killed by the by a bone carver.
With a punch that opened an artery,
Yes.
that's someone who hasn't cut their fingernails in a while.
I think it was more, it completely destroyed I think it was more that it completely destroyed, no, I can't find the correct Grundle now, completely destroyed the Grundle's head and thus,
Right.
yes, in the process, opened an artery, but like, here, you guys just station yourselves here at the entrance to the fortress and take on all the Grundles as they come in. I think the Grundles are fleeing now. Well, some of them are.
It's hard to see video game creatures that are capable of fleeing.
Yes, the Dwarf Fortress creatures are fairly good at spotting when they're going to be overwhelmed and getting out of there.
definitely a game that makes me think some of you creatures should not be coming near me in the first place. If you were a real world creature that size, you wouldn't know it.
Slightly bruised by a grundle. How fleeting life is! Look, I admit one member of our fort has, I think, been killed by a grundle. I'm just going to check. Because we can now actually inspect their gravestone. I presume... wrong button. No, that one was killed by a coyote. How have we got a named grundle then?
Someone for pet. Maybe normally make pets have crumbles, but
Yeah, we'd have to put effort into making them into pets.
maybe someone hasn't.
Because I haven't told them to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's fine for the merchants to leave. I'm not going to send the military out to hunt more grundles because we need to butcher the ones we've already killed. Meanwhile, we need more bedrooms, don't we? Right, so that's a reasonable quantity of additional bedrooms marked out. heavy butchery is going on. We could do with some rock pots, actually, couldn't we? In order to there's a tree in the middle of our farm plot. Let's get rid of it and get some more wood in the process.
You can talk a little louder, so I think it's sort of,
Oh dear, am I being too quiet again? Yes, I am. Yes, I am being a bit quiet. You find a volume control I can adjust. Let's try that one.
bound to be somewhere. Whole audio's full of them.
Yes.
Which is exactly why it's hard to find the right one.
Oh, look, we found some opals upstairs. It's nice. It makes the bedrooms more valuable.
Drives up property prices is what you're saying.
Yeah, but no one pays for anything. They just like living in places with There was a crundle oozing something. Oh no, maybe not. What was it then? Yes, I think it is a crundle. It's that one there. Why did it leave? Right, it is injured at least. Yes. So many dead grundles around. Are we short of butchers again? No, not noticeably. So the tin library does at least now have some, not only some writing materials, but also some books. So maybe we could make someone let's make our chief medical dwarf into a scribe and see what that does. Just on the off chance that they might write down the secrets of life and death. I mean, I'm not sure they can do secrets of life and death from memory, but we'll find out. Stop bringing people back to life, you stoat.
And you wanted this person to write down?
Well, if everyone is a necromancer, then it's not nearly such a problem.
Mutilated corpse.
Yeah, it appears he is actually fighting the mutilated corpses, though they may not be They even seem to be fighting back.
I'm just wondering, did he fold the crumbled mutilated corpse?
I mean, it's good combat practice. Though our military are now starting to get hungry, I should perhaps let them go off for a Bringing people back to life is your job. Yes, stop bringing the wildlife back to life. Oh dear, are people starting to get upset that we don't have any goblets and stuff such like? Here, make some mugs. So, how are our have we dealt with most of the Grundles now? Yes, okay. I think I can release the military to go about their normal lives and like get some food inside them and stuff.
Oh, release them in that sense, like turn them loose on the opposition.
No. As in release them from their job to
Turn
get
them
back
loose on
to...
Messer.
Yes. Our chief medical dwarf necromancer scribe is now copying the elf and other topics, so that we have a spare copy for someone to take away with them. I dug out 10 rooms and didn't actually make enough beds for that, did I? No. Make 5 so that we can stick some more in the dormitory. So we're going to need some more doors, aren't we? Yes. Wonder what that did. JMQ rock door. Our butcher shop is working pretty much flat out to convert these Grundle corpses into meat. There's only about 3 Grundles left. How are you still being interrupted by them? But we prefer to leave them alive because they won't rot while they're alive. Okay, we appear to be out of cut gems. Moment. We actually have to do make some valuable cut gems. So, okay, our gem cuttery is busy automatically cutting claro opal. Oh dear, things are starting to rot. Well, dispose of the rotting bits. Right, so we apparently now have an... Oh dear, right, the troll has found someone. The troll has apparently managed to get itself into a hell of a fight while we weren't looking. Well, maybe we should send some assistance your way. I mean, you might not need it, but... No, what am I doing? Oh, right, yes. Kill the troll.
Up and down, and we know.
I mean, admittedly, based on that, the troll may not last long enough for our military to get there, yes. Oh no, someone made it there and dealt with it with a high quality copper spear. High quality, bizarrely forbidden copper spear. Since there isn't anyone very dangerous around, let's...
Well, I think, given the usefulness, you might turn a blind eye to the violation of the Defensive Weapons Act.
Well, I'm going to unforbid it. Because why is it forbidden? Alright, that's not ours, yes. Because there's a mace dwarf. A friendly mace dwarf, curiously. I have no idea why the spear was forbidden. But it's not anymore, so that's fine. There are now no forbidden weapons in the fortress. Just going to glance through and see what other forbidden objects we know about. Probably no good reason to forbid a random shield. Yeah, those remains are probably going to be destroyed soon. Don't see any reason to forbid random trousers.
Trousers.
So we might want to dump some of the more battered ones. I mean, the forbidden things are probably things that were being carried by people who died, and by default things that are being carried by people who get killed get forbidden, so your dwarves don't run out into the battlefield and grab all of the objects. But there's not very much that's dangerous out there now, so let's harvest them while we can. While we can see that there's more rotten grundle bits, let's not forbid them. Mark them for dumping. Okay, they are actually outside the fortress anyway, but still, it'll tidy things up. There is another helmet snake in the caverns. I'm not going hunting just yet because we're like having some difficulty decrundulating the fortress, yes. The grundles are rotting faster than we can butcher them, and yes, I could build another butcher's shop, but that just seems extravagant because we end up with far too much meat anyway.
The grundles are revolting.
I think they're considered reasonably good eating, but
Well, after they've rotted.
yes. Right, we've got some lapis lazuli for encrusting our finished goods with again. Let's set that job going. Right, so I was kind of going to work out what I needed to do in order to build an ashery, wasn't I? Because I would like to get soap production going. Getting reasonable at butchery.
Yes, knees don't bend that way, do they? Try that more sensibly.
Since that door's not working, let's also operate the atom smasher. Actually, that may not work very well. Well, we'll see. May hurl objects all over the place because the door's not working. Because someone has left a pick in the doorway. Once you've finished hurling all the objects down there, I think that troll corpse, because trolls are intelligent, we're not going to butcher that, so that will have to be thrown out. Which is why we can't get wool off a troll, because we're as dwarves we are unwilling to butcher trolls, and that would include removing their wool. Why are you unhappy?
Crumbled dead bodies seem to have been involved, so that's probably part of the course for it.
Yes, and it didn't feel anything after that. Might want to practice a craft. We have got a temple, you could go there. You do have a craft enabled, but it is bookbinding. Well, I suppose let's make some more scroll rollers then, and then some scrolls. Right, that's atom smashed most of the rotting stuff.
You can smash it. Oh wait, you can.
Does that mean we've actually got some ash in stock? No. So why are you offering to let me try to make lye?
I will start heading southwards.
Yes, see? Make lye. Cancel make lye needs ash. Well, I'm working on making some ash. Meanwhile, we continue butchering things. And encrusting things with lapis lazuli, partly in order to get our jeweler better at encrusting things. Oh, there's another rotting thing. Let's just dig all the rotting things out of this list again.
Wouldn't that be Snow 2ZE and then Snows?
Oh. Oh, if it was in bash, I suppose, yes.
Oh, what is it then?
It's a regular expression ism which says between two and between this many and that many instances of the previous character of,
Right.
and leaving off the limit means two or more O's.
There's two or more. Yeah, I didn't know that. Fair enough.
So that looks like anything that's left is unbutcherable because the butcher's shop is no longer gaining butchery jobs. So let's mark any obvious objects that look like they might be I think hair we can probably spin into something.
Right. Good night, people. See you on the Sunday.
Right. Oh, we've got yaks kicking around, haven't we? Let's mark anything that's a grazer and that doesn't have a name as being ready to be slaughtered. Piglet can be allowed to grow up. We now, I think, have a reasonable stock of we don't have any rotting meat. No, that's fine. Our problem is just that things rot before we can butcher them, but that's not really a problem because we have plenty of food anyway. Just doing a quick check that there isn't anything I need to flag for disposal. That looks good. Probably have some yak tallow now, don't we? Oh no, we probably have some yak fat which now needs to be rendered. Why do people keep leaving, in some cases, quite valuable items in that doorway? Really inconvenient place to leave them. It means that whenever we operate that lever in the wrong direction, thank you, things end up being hurled out of the thing. Oh well, at least someone's coming to collect them now. Right, the door's actually able to be closed again now, that's nice. What are these objects? Odd bits of crundle, but the butcher's shop doesn't think they're worth butchering, yes, so let's just dispose of all of the odd bits of crundle that seem to have been left lying around. I mean, horns we might actually be able to do something with, plus they won't rot. We do have a problem of an object stuck in that butcher's shop, but I think we need to dispose of the stuff in the butcher's shop first. Oh dear. Right, we have a wear monitor. Has just entered the top of the fortress. Right. Well, we have a reasonably well equipped military. Where's the wear monitor got to? I went the wrong way. Let's see how they do against it. Let's follow the wear monitor down the stairs. Right. I think that poor farmer ain't going to last long. Also is likely to be a wear monitor. Themselves having been bitten. Lorbam Luzat Fukar is probably a wear monitor, but probably won't live long enough to find that out. I mean, okay, the wear monitors started fighting them rather weirdly now. His head is spraying blood all over the place, which isn't going to help. Immediately, the wear monitor is now repeatedly grabbing this poor dying farmer by various digits for reasons of its own. What's the wear monitor's name translate as? Oh right, yes. M. Hellrout. Yes, M. Hellrout is certainly fairly, well, not quite goth perhaps, but still not dead. Just very, very ill. You're opening more. Are there any arteries left in your head? Presumably the military are going to turn up soon and start having some fun, but I mean, this farmer is conveniently distracting the wear monitor, hopefully for long enough for someone like with a weapon to turn up. The wear monitor is pleased to have improved their wrestling. Right, the poor farmer has finally died. And has conveniently fled to somewhere near the surface where we can kill it with impunity without having to do it on a staircase. Excellent. Right, let's just check that it didn't manage to bite anyone else. Attack deflected by the bismuth bronze greaves. Yes, armour, it's good. Jumps away, jumps away. Shot blocked by a Bayberry wood shield. Misses. Shot blocked by a shield. Stab with a spear. Tearing the brain. Excellent. How useful it is to have a half-decent military. well, time to make another coffin, and have we got any? We haven't got any unengraved slabs in stock either, have we? Right, and we consider the wear monitor to be intelligent, so we're probably not going to be able to either butcher that or bury it because they're not a local. You've got a lot of weaponry down there. Oh, is it all crossbow bolts? Yes. There is this thing that we don't actually really have any really have very much use for crossbow bolts. Maybe we should try to sell them. So I suspect we have a bit of a shortage of bins because we've got objects piling up down there that we don't have anywhere to put, that should be put in bins. So let's make a few more bins. A named pig, which is presumably thus not able to be slaughtered. Make a start on converting horns into crafts as well. Don't know why that door would be suspended, but let's unsuspend it. Install some more beds and some doors up there as well. Stick some spare beds in the dormitory. Not sure it's actually worth resizing bedrooms like that, but makes things tidier. What? What's our mason? Are we still down to like one mason? Yeah, you take on masonry as well as as engraving, so that we've got two of you at least. Seb asks, what are the blue splangs in that bedroom wall? Those are raw gems, which we have not mined out. Rough gem clusters, which we haven't mined out because they're convenient for increasing the value of the room and thus cheering up whatever dwarf lives there. And it's not like we have a shortage of rough gems elsewhere in the caverns that we could mine out if we wanted to. So what's going on with the military? Equipment-wise. All of the gloved tundras are sensibly equipped. The competitive furnaces are the guys who are probably not meant to be actually engaging in fighting. So I should probably how do I reorder the squads though? Because what I want to say is the competitive furnaces are the lowest priority. Oh well. So it looks like we have no shortage of weaponry. Everyone has managed to get themselves a weapon, apart from the competitive furnaces who aren't meant to have weapons because they have jobs that mean they're likely to be confused by weapons. So I think now we are, yes, making more armour. So we probably want like about 30 wooden shields, don't we? That's going to burn a lot of wood. Oh well. Hang on. Shields, yes. Q. Shield. Make wooden shield. Make about 30 wooden shields. So if everyone has a shield, they can use that to protect any part of their body, so it's very helpful. What is our wood stock at the moment, as it were? We have 22 logs. We can't actually make 30 wooden shields. Especially since we're turning some of that wood into charcoal. Well, let's go out wood cutting then. We can find any trees that are worth cutting down. Hoping that Crundlehorn will eventually get seals there of neutrality. Hoping that Crundlehorn will eventually get converted into something more useful. Okay, someone's found that helmet snake. While they've managed to stun it, let us send the gloved tundras out there to do the job properly. That was quick. So for some reason, even though you had a spear with you, when you were not officially on military duty, you kicked and punched this helmet snake that you met. And then when I said, would you like to actually try killing it, you bothered getting out your spear and giving it a good stabbing. You are a strange dwarf. Still, that's another helmet snake to butcher. Allow that for burial and prove that the wear monitor isn't going to... What are you doing in the Atom Smasher, you weirdo? Stay out of the Atom Smasher. Dangerous place to be. Let's just atom smash the corpse of that wear monitor. Oh yes, can we now presumably now actually have a blank slab that we can engrave? Yes. Those bones can probably be converted into something more useful in due course. So yes, it is now the end of the season, so we've run more or less through the whole of autumn. We got a dwarven caravan which provided us with the wherewithal to finish an artifact which turned out to be a bone buckler, which I have now given to someone in the military. We have got through so many crundles, and we're desperately butchering everything that turns up and trying to make things out of silver and encrust them with lapis lazuli until we reach the point where we can encrust them with something better. And yes, we're making some wooden bins and some wooden shields, which is going to burn most of our wood. This is why I'm sending people out occasionally to chop down more trees. Masterpiece helmet snake skull totem. See what that looks like. I mean, we'll just say it's a masterpiece totem. I'm slightly more interested in how much it's worth. Not bad for something made out of bone. On this finely crafted yak cow skull totem, we have a finely designed image of hamsters. The totem is the masterpiece. Or in this case, yes, finely designed image of hamsters in lapis lazuli. I think possibly our gem setter may dislike hamsters, and so may occasionally make things out depicting the hated hamsters. She absolutely detests hamsters, and so for some reason occasionally carves images of hamsters. Presumably she's in a bad mood when she does that. Yes, possibly.
If they're upside down, for example. The sign of the inverted hamster.
Can't do much about the family. Possibly she does need a bit of time off at some point. She has, after all, also killed 5 grundles, 2 zombie grundles, and a coyote. And someone's found a Drouther to hunt. They like doing that. So are those both... yeah, I hope that bone is also able to be processed into something a little more useful. Actually, let's just set both of the kitchens working on making lavish meals. Yes, it is around snooze time. I should probably stop doing this because things are reasonably stable. We seem to have some reasonably sane production lines going here, like the converting creatures into totems and meat, and then encrusting absolutely everything with lapis lazuli. And then once they're encrusted, sending them upstairs so we don't end up repeatedly encrusting them. Right, we're going to run out of cut lapis lazuli soon. That's fine. We'll then start cutting more gems. We do still only have one person who is like primarily a jeweler. Possible we should try to... we have some people who are nominally peasants. We could perhaps try to organise this a bit better. So she is proficient gem cutter, competent gem setter. So I'd probably go for having two general purpose. Yeah, do cut gems have a quality? I think they do, but I'm not sure. Okay, no they don't. So we could perfectly well have a second gem cutter. And then start cutting other things that we have some of. Until we run out of them. Right. Someone has brought along a Drouther for butchering. Someone should probably take that job on soon. There we go. Okay, we turned out not to have many rough Alexandrites. Anyway, yes, so this is all perfectly nice and everything is ticking along happily, and I'm sure some disaster will be along shortly. I thought I'd accidentally found a cave crocodile in the fortress, but I was looking in the wrong place. Now the cave crocodile's miles away. I mean, we do keep dropping wood in that water, but... yes, so I think it is time to say good night, because it is like midnight and probably time I was in bed. So good night all.